welcome back to Spekd. Today we're looking at Warhammer Conquest issue number 30. Laid out in front of you is the Astartes army which we collected so far. And someone asked me for the paint scheme, and the paint scheme I put at the bottom of the model. That's Wisdom of the Ancients right there, people. So anytime I need to, I can always come back to that and see. I want to utilise that for my other models that haven't been done in the same paint scheme. You know, just in case I have a diary and I spill it in my diary, looking at you, Weather Pig. Because you could easily lose the colour content, but if you put it on the base, it's brilliant. And also on the bases, you've actually got little holes in there that you can mix the paint in and keep that separate so you can see the raw colours you've used. So I can always come back to that at any point. Alright, come on, let's get back to it. So, up to issue number 30, it's a bit of a milestone. We've done really well getting here. The magazines have come directly through subscription, which is great. Now, I have heard that some people are stopping getting this magazine simply because it's no longer in the shops, things like WH Smith's or wherever they're collecting them. I did call around a few places and they don't stock them anymore, which I don't know. They're doing so well. Is it a surprise? Maybe they're just banking on people getting the first few issues to get rid of like the common characters and not really get their hands on like the more expensive models. As we found, the last issue, number 29, which there is a competition for a giveaway for. Just a reminder, check the previous video. You even get if you're collecting Blood Angels, you get a Lieutenant model, which you can see just there, which I've given them proper size base. Again with that same paint scheme. So that was actually quite an amazing value. Oh, and before there are any complaints, yes, these models, I changed the flight stands. I hate the flight stands they come with, so I've just put on a wire base magnet on the back, and I can just connect them as I need to and pose it as I need to. There you go. Even though it's not the best right there, you can just fiddle it around, and it's easy to put away, which is great. Okay, back on track. Issue 30, we've been looking forward to this. It's been taking a little while, but I've saved it. I've resisted the temptation of opening up terrain. You know, I enjoy my terrain models now. And I'm opening that with you now. So let's have a look. Right, looking at this sprue, as always it's clean. It's really heavy and chunky and weighty, and that's because it's just terrain material, and this is great. I'll just put that apart there. It's going to fall apart. You can see little details on there. It seems less detailed than the other pieces. I'm not too sure as to why, but it makes no difference. You just paint the small details on there and they always stand out. Let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, see, that looks a bit better there. Got a few connectors there. Take out. I'll probably end up sponge painting this by the looks of it. What's that in there? Is that battle damage intentional? Could be. I've got some there. Let's bring it closer. I've got some there, and I've got some here and here. It doesn't look too intentional, can't really tell. May have got my first defective piece, maybe? No, I'll just paint up as battle damage, either way. So that's the sprues. I look forward to putting those together, and then we'll get on with the magazine. Issue number 30, still $7.99, and it's looking alright. Seems to be a slight striping there on the print. Doesn't matter too much, although I do keep these covers in a separate folder as a collector, you know, that's the deal. We're going to get to see about the Primarchs, learn about the Heralds of Nurgle, and look at the new terrain rules, which is obviously going to be these ruins here. Not bad. I mean, they've done a simple colour scheme here. Just sponge paint it, don't waste your paints on them. They're pretty much brown, pick another colour and wash them, but we'll have a look at that anyway. So we have information on Primarchs, chapters, planets, a lot of history lore, City of Dead, Imperial Fists and World Eaters clash in the deadly city fight. Okay, that's some battle you want to have a look at. That's going to be pretty cool. I know a few fans of the Imperial Fists that would love to see that. You've got the Rise of Ruins, the build colour guide there, and we've got the battle information, which is going to be great, and they're continuing the campaign. So these are the Primarchs, and if you're kind of new to this, or as you've been reading along, you would have seen the history before, or or you would have seen it in the sections where it says heroes. You would have seen Rabute Gilliman and Mortarion, the respective Primarchs for the Death Guard and for the Ultramarines. These are the bit of the story, and the rest of them, how they've been created by the looks of it. Yeah, it talks about them having different upbringings and how that shaped them into being who they are and why they're the way they are. I have a theory that they're more so based on the personalities or the kind of human aspects of the Emperor, kind of like separated. I mean, if you combine them all together, they might be something like the Emperor, but they're clearly not, because, you know, the Emperor's kind of awesome. I'm just saying is all. But you've got the fights there, which is who fought who during the Horus Heresy, and the events of that, which is good. We've got a chapter planets breakdown here. Now, if you're getting the subscription, you really already have this inside the folder, but it's really good to see the breakdown of the actual individual planets and who they belong to. If you check the little icons there, and that's really good to see. Look, even down to the spacefaring monastery, they have there the rock for the Dark Angels. So, you know, for the Dark Angels fans, you know, never trip in front of them or fall. Get rid of you fast. So we're looking at homeworlds there, and yeah, you got the Blood Angels battle. That's, you know, that's where I'm all about. And the rest there are the rest. I don't count. You know, only these guys count. Just saying. Okay. Pick your team. In fact, you can put who you actually prefer in the comments below. It'd be funny to see what we get in general. So we've got the Heralds of Nurgle there, so we can start to see what they kind of like. I mentioned these before in the battlefield. Just turn up, infecting one, and move on to the next one, no matter what you do. And one of the worst places that they can end up being, if you're kind of like an army which is defending, is in the trenches, because once they're in, you cannot get rid of them. If you think of like all the rot and all like the trench, what they used to call trench foot, effectively, in the war, like where people's wounds aren't healing, they're too moist, they get like pressure sores and ulcers and all those different things. This is where these guys will come in quite nicely. So let's just continue there. I say nicely, it's not a good thing, but they call it Nurgle's favour. So it's just, you can see there like the actual heralds and what they're doing. So this, it's just nasty, full of disease, full of gross. And this is what I really want to see. City of the Dead. I mean, you could use this right away, even before reading it or even looking at it. You could use this as a scenario if you and your friends are playing Horus Heresy line, or you know, you play in modern day. You can use this regardless of your factions. If you both like Space Marines, go for it. And I probably see this is just brilliant. I haven't even touched it. I can already tell it's going to be great. Look, they're giving you your breakdowns, who's there. Hidden value. Okay, so it talks about the ships that you have there, the war, the breakdown, the battle. You've got Khan the Betrayer there, who just chops down everything. I've seen a recent game with this guy playing, and he must have chopped open, I think it was like a Mauler Fiend. Was that on, what channel was that on? I think it was SEO Winters or Warhammer. One of those two. It was a lot of fun. It was good to see Khan do his thing, but at the same time he just demolished his team. I think it was Deployment Zone. It might be Deployment Zone. There's the ruins there. Simple click and build. Now I actually already cut these out, and it was so satisfying cutting out. You know, like when you with the clippers, the popping noise it makes, like when you're clipping. It was quite satisfying. I don't know who else has that, but I get that. So we've got the build there, and we just got two sections to put together. No glue. It just takes seconds. I mean, like, look, legitimately, there's your item, and you just slide fit. That's one ruin. Either way around you want to put it, doesn't really matter. There's your second piece of ruins, and there's your other little bits, you know, as you choose. Yeah. So that's really simple. Now they're talking about painting this black. If you've got a spray can, I suggest you just spray it black. to base coat it. That's the best way of doing it. Save yourself a lot of money. They'll probably talk about dry brushing. Yep, there you go. The grey, the ledge belcher, painting pipes. This is a good thing to do. Painting pipes. It just pops those one or two little details when you've got your model sitting there. It doesn't look too far off. Because if you've got like a high detailed model or something and you've got ruins which is just all black or just all grey, it just doesn't look right. You know, you want something that can help immerse the model into that battlefield that you're playing in. And just taking that little bit of time, just those small details, makes it work well. Especially with wires.
And this is them all painted up. It's such
you can do a lot
nice little collection of models.
Okay, so
really
there's
good.
a battle map.
I mean, I had so much fun. I did try a new
again,
effect.
You've got your layout for the ruin
It's kind of like a combination.
They've got one or two individual
highlight
pieces.
in colour,
You can see there.
plus a little bit of non-metal metal,
design which is on the map.
It didn't quite work out in either case, but together,
so it's giving you cover now.
they worked out really well.
We've got
All the effects, so
as well,
the whites really pop,
which is quite
and the colours, sort of red, still stay very
got the
rich.
continuous
Lots of great closer up. You can see that more in
campaign. So who owns what? Contested
One thing I
areas.
did notice is that the guy coming round
tactics
at the back there now is
look at
actually a lieutenant
So
for
as
the
you're
Blood
playing the
Angels,
campaign,
and it was so surprising to see
get
that.
to utilise these effects. So whenever the Ultramarines
Some
fight
you
a
might
battle
wonder
known
why I
territory,
painted
they make
plasma
an
yellow.
orbital
It's
strike
just
once
colour
per game.
for
Choose a
sun. I
Death Guard
enjoyed
unit
it.
and roll D6.
But yeah, this guy here,
4+ the unit
he's
suffers
actually a
D2
lieutenant
mortal
for the
wounds.
Blood Angels.
Now,
It's like a
I
free
don't
extra
know
character.
if this is something
Amazing.
similar to what's in Vigilus, because I haven't actually bought Vigilus yet. But I don't remember seeing.
Finish out there, and I really like that model now.
Maybe it's in the stratagem cards, so they're kind of giving us insight into those as well. I wonder if that's something that they would bring in overall. There's a lovely map there, so you get to play multiple battles, which is the continuation. You have Urban Carnage, which means they're moving the story forward. Normally once they move the story forward, they tend to supply a new map, or there tends to be a new situation occurring in part of the battlefield. I don't think we've got all the items here that we need, so they're probably going to actually continuously use this map until we get like all the pipes and additional bits there. So the escalation with the control of Barracas split between the Ultramarines in the north and the Death Guard in the south. The central area in the city has become the focus of the battle. The Death Guard, encouraged by recent successes, launch a major strike, hoping to gain ground before the Ultramarines can act. So they've taken it that effectively this is a war zone that Death Guard is effectively now winning right now, even. And the armies and deployments there, you can see 5-plate Marines, Chaos Rhino, Tainted Cohort, Foulblight Spawn, and Biologist Putrefier. Okay, let's have a look. The Space Marines is 5 Intercessors, 3 Hellblasters, 5 Reavers, Primaris Librarian, and Redemptor Dreadnought. Okay, just looking at that, I'm going with the Space Marines on that. But I will honestly say, I've started playing this as per the missions as they're set out with the rules at the time. So the first mission is literally, 3 Intercessors versus 3 Death Guard. And I expected the Intercessors to always win. Now surprisingly, because the rule system they got here, it's actually tougher to take them down. Even though these guys have more wounds, they turned out to be quite resistant. And I played it like, I think it was 6 games, and out of 6 games, I lost all 6 games. My daughter beat me. Thanks, baby girl, that's on the internet. So there is still a bit of a challenge in there, even if you have played before and you used all the rules. If you play it bit by bit, as they suggest in here, it's actually a bit of a challenge. It can be fun. Anyway, next issue, we've got paints and a brush, where you already have this brush if you have the subscription, so that's no problem there. We could do with a grey, always need more green, and that makes sense. The grey is going to be for this character, which is Primaris Apothecary. Now, I've always wondered if those of you that do already, play 40k, you know that when it comes to specialist characters, we have the Lieutenant, we have the Captain, we have the Primaris Librarian. We have the Primaris Apothecary and a Primaris Chaplain. But where is the Primaris Tech Marine? Is it that, you know, Mars is busy teaching the Tech Marines what to do, or they can't survive the transformation between Mini Marine to Primaris? I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but, you know, if they ever do release that, I would like to see that. Because my Redemptor here would love to have a buddy to fix him once he starts losing wounds. Anyway, rambling on a bit, as per usual. So, that's this issue. A little reminder. If you do want to still win that issue 29, the competition is still open at the moment. I suggest you have a look at the previous video. Get yourself entered up. That will be heading out to one lucky winner. And as I said, there's extra models in there, which will, well, it gives you more than what you expect, that magazine. Let's just put it that way. This has been Spekd. I've enjoyed my time. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time. And I'll catch you again soon. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You never know what you may find in the future. This has been Spekd. PC out.